Right, good morning, lovely people of YouTube. Welcome to the video. I say good morning whenever you're watching this. Morning, afternoon, evening. Hope you're having a good one. For me, it's morning. It's 6:03. I've been up for 18 minutes. Waking up at 5:45 just now. I've brushed my teeth, I've weighed in, I've changed clothes, whatever it may be, and I've got my supplements ready. Got my Rise and Shine, my Glutathione Max ready to go. Got my laptop in front of me. I'll see if I can take this out as we holster. Laptop ready to go and ready for the morning block of work. So today's session is going to be accidentally clicked the off button there as I was talking. Today's session is going to be push, and today's video is going to be a run through of that, what I'm doing right now, some cueing and some stuff that I've actually done to improve my chest training a lot recently, and how that's actually had an impact. Then also how to properly gain, how to go through like a good bulking phase, a good few tips and as much as I can speak about as to how to make that successful. There's been times in the past, and I'm sure there'll be people watching this video that were in the same situation that I was back then, where they're trying to gain too much weight too quickly, they're being impatient with it, and talking through pretty much what you want to be doing in terms of rate of gain per week or per month, what you want to be seeing in terms of performance markers, recovery, when you need to build up foods, how to actually build up your foods, when to add in carbohydrates, protein, fats, whatever it may be. So we'll go through the session first, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the bulk and stuff towards the back end of the video. But let's get after it. Hope you're having a good day whenever you're watching this. I'll chat to you soon. See ya. We're back. So, change of plans for today. I was 5 check-ins in. I've got 12 check-ins today. So we're looking at about 7:30 here, 8 o'clock. And I get a phone call that Casey, my dear girlfriend, has broke down. Our car isn't working. It didn't break down because it was never fucking going to start with. Our car just wouldn't turn on. She's doing work placement yonks away from where we stay just now. For people that live near me-ish, it's Kilmarnock way, so it's about 45 minutes away. A lot of people that are watching this won't know where on earth that is, but 45 minutes away. And I have gave her a lift over here to be able to actually make her placement for uni. So she's made a placement, she's there, but it means I now have a 45-minute drive here, 45-minute drive back, then I need to pick her up later, 45-minute drive there, 45-minute drive back. So now 3 hours on top of my day, which I don't really have, not to sound nasty, but I don't really have the time to do that because I've got the podcast tonight. You know, training, 12 check-ins, getting back to other client messages, content, all other shit, podcast, and then trying to do that on top. It ain't going to work. So what I've done instead is, I say found the gym. I've been training here a little bit here and there anyway. I was like, fuck it, I'll just go train over here. It's a wee gym that's near where Casey works. It's called Elite Fitness Ayrshire. Brilliant gym. It's very small, but it's filled with really good kit. There's a lot of Cybex stuff. They've got some kind of different, more authentic pieces, which is really cool. We're literally just about to get to it right now. They've got a 3 weeks pass on. So just walking along the street right now, and then boom, wee bit down here, and that in there is the gym. So I'm going to train here. It's 9 AM just now, so a much earlier session for myself. Like, I just had to throw together like a very quick pre-workout meal, Rice Krispies, protein shake, everything like that, and eat it in the car on the way to go get Casey. So let's get in for a big push session, get after it, get a juicy pump, double scoop full pump. Let's go. Right, I've just realised that the previous set I had my mic on in my pocket, so I do apologise for the audio if that was awful. But into the push session. First up, lateral raise. I'm going to go into an incline press, a flat press, shoulder press. Then I'd usually have like a pec deck, but my shoulder is not liking that. It feels a bit wonky and uneven. So I'm going to go into one more set of a press, slightly higher reps, not like focusing on just load, but actually rinsing 11 shits from the pecs. And then I've got 2 tricep movements. So a kind of by the body tricep extension, a behind the body tricep extension, an overhead tricep extension. So 6 movements today. This lateral raise is nice, but the range of motion, like, it starts here. You can't get in a bit further, so there's not as much like stretch from it. I did try when I used this last time to put kind of foam blocks in the insides, but they were like solid as fuck. It was really digging in. It felt very uncomfortable and very unstable. So I have tried to do that, and I've done that in the past, like in Finn's gym, the Nautilus Natural one. I usually do that, and it feels good. But on this one, it just feels pretty shit, which is a bit of a shame. But tried the full stack, moved for like 3 reps, which is awful.
I'm getting too big for my boots here, trying to stack stuff. I have done it before, but I had my feet behind me and kind of like using my body weight to lift up with that as well. So that was stack, and then 58.5 plus 10 was like a wee drop set. So yeah, it felt good, and I'm facing this way so that my arms don't hit this. Some people ask me, why are you sitting this way? And I don't know in case you're like, you're not sitting the wrong way. If I sit facing in and keep my arms pretty straight, I'm just going to punch fuck out the machine. So instead, turning around, simple, doesn't really change or do anything. All it means is I've got freedom to actually do whatever I want with my hands. I like to have my arm like entirely straight as I drive up, because I can think about dragging out to the side and really going through the delts. You see a lot of machines that have got handles, yep, like this. So I'm going to show you here, like when you do something like that, I'm just going to make sure you can actually see it. Yes, you can. So if I grab these, when I come out, I end up sort of like jerking into it, and you can like chicken wing in a sense, so it doesn't feel great. So for myself, instead of holding these, I keep my hand straight. But again, if I do that, I'm just going to hit. I mean, I was about to hit it there, I'm not going to actually do it, but I just hit the machine. So straighten the arms to improve your internal feel through your delts. I think it makes a big difference. But lateral raise done. I say done, I've got 2 more sets, and then we'll go into some pressing. Right, we're connected. So I showed you the broken tripod in the last video. We've got an update. There we go. So you can see here that she's not the prettiest. However, it works. It is working. She's back alive. We try to do it very delicately because you've got these little bits here, and obviously they help extend this little bit here, up and down, and it means that it can actually function. It's now stuck like this, so I need to walk about. It doesn't fit in my bag. It's stuck like that, but I do still have a working tripod, thankfully. So there's your tripod update for anyone who cares. I've got 8 of them. 8 of them. So that's why I was just refusing to buy another one. I went into Amazon, it was like previous purchases, because I knew I'd bought one before. I was like, I'll just go and buy the same one. 8 of them. Now that is over a span of like 3 years. I couldn't bring myself to buy another one. So yeah, we've got a fixed tripod, a little bit mangled, but it still works. Now, going into this Smith press, it's the heaviest shit ever. It's a Cybex one, which I've had like 2.5 plates on before, but these little bits here, if we can see them, this here, it unracks. When you unrack it, you pull back to me, and it usually clicks, like it comes back and it can't go any further back, but these like fully rotate all the way back to me, so it's very, very unstable. So I'm gonna go for 1.75 plates, and I honestly think this might be like a 3 repper, but I can't bring myself to go any less than it. I've done 2.5 plates before. I can't go any less than 1.75. So a bit of an ego-driven set here. It's just very, very hard to stabilise on it. I feel like super wobbly, wonky, and I'm trying to be a lot more accurate with my chest work nowadays. Not letting my chest puff up, keeping my rib cage in a good spot, everything neutral, not overly extending the spine, arching the back, because it takes away a lot of stimulus to your chest, for sure it does. And I've noticed that a lot recently. I need to screw this on onto the tripod, so let's just get into it. For fuck's sake. Oh! It was indeed heavy as shit. 4 and then nearly a 5th. So not as bad as I thought it might have been. I put way too much chalk on, so I'm going to show you that actually. I might have shown it on here before. World's greatest chalk. Grip Jizz. If anyone's interested in buying Grip Jizz, Pit Stop Nutrition, code Josh10. But the cap at the top has been like stuck, and I've not been able to get any out, so I gave it a good bit of beans, and literally like half the bottles came out. It's luminous green, so I'm gonna go wash my hands slightly. My hands were too close in there, but I honestly couldn't adjust during the set because it's so, I don't know, footery and like it slides all the way back. If I like moved my hands, honestly thought I was just gonna like die. It would just fall on me, so gonna have to firm it, but I just know next time, next set, get my hands a little bit further out. So I'll just go a plate and a half, take off the 5. It does say a 10 there, it says 10 on it, but they're pound plates. So I'll take the 5 kg off and then go 1.5 for the back off, which is, 1.5 plates, Come on. Oh!
Obsessive, just as long as I can share it all with you. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, come rain, come shine. Going back to the beginning, in between till the end of time. All that shine.
Oh. Right, I was going to say welcome back to the video, but there's no welcome back, you know, it's just cut from, I think it was me, topless and elite, to now. That was 2 days ago. That was on Tuesday, we're now on Thursday. And Tuesday was a really, really busy day for myself, and that was just because Casey had to get driven to work and back, and then I had to go pick her up and back again. So an extra 3 hours on top of what I would usually do. I don't actually know where I'm looking here. I've lost my tripod once again, and I've got my DJI. I've got like a little, let's see if you can see it in the mirror. It's not going to want to
focus. Can we see this? So there's me here with my DJI. How do I get it? Yes, with my DJI up against my spin bike, trying to record this because I've lost my tripod and I can't put it into it. But yeah, I'm going to talk through how to bulk properly. Again, I'm looking at this from a view of, or coming at this from a view of myself a few years ago, wondering how to actually push up properly, not quite maybe being able to afford a coach yet, or not actually like stepped into that and be able to get some good advice from someone that's trustworthy that I can use and benefit from as much as possible. So how to bulk properly, 5 main tips. First one is actually mapping out the gaining phases. So with this, not just like, right, I'll gain and see what I get to, see where I am, and whenever I feel slightly uncomfortable, I'm just going to start dieting again. That's just going to cause you to yo-yo. You spin your wheels, you just go round in circles. You're gaining, you're dieting, you're gaining, you're dieting, and just over and over and over again, you don't make much progress. So set out like a lot of time to gain. Ideally, if you don't have any like kind of immediate competitive plans, gain for at least 9 months of the year and then diet for 3 months of the year. 9 months of the year, diet 3 months of the year. And that's like as a minimum. You can push up for longer than that without any interruptions. You can use mini cuts as well to actually extend your gaining phases. So that's something that I do quite often with my clients to actually to continue to push up without like a big diet in between. And it's more so about, right, where do I want to start my next diet bodyweight wise? How long am I going to need to push up to get there? Can I maybe push up for longer if we have a small mini cut within there? Mini cuts don't need to be losing loads and loads of weight. It's literally just maybe 4 to 6 weeks of pulling off a kg every week, which is more than doable when you're already relatively high in body fat. And then it means you can continue to move forward. So you can still keep your performance good throughout a mini cut, and then you can push up for longer there. But make sure you're patient. You map out your gaining phases properly, and you map out what you want your rate of gain to be. So number 2 is a slow rate of gain, and that kind of leads on to that nicely. Rate of gain, you ideally want to see 1 to 1.5% of your body weight gains per month. So for myself, weighing 80 kg, 1% being 0.8 kg, 1.5% being 1.2 kg per month. So anywhere within that range, I am happy with. Much more than that, and you're literally just getting fat. Now, if you are an assisted bodybuilder out there watching this, first of all, fuck you, you cheater. No, I'm kidding, of course. But if you're an assisted bodybuilder, you're using performance enhancing drugs, then you may be able to gain a little bit quicker. It depends on the person, depends on the situation, it depends how big you actually are, it depends how far into your journey you are. Again, on performance enhancing drugs, you see a lot of people gain loads and loads of weight, really quickly and putting a lot of muscle, and that's cool. I just don't have the ability to do that, and anyone that's natural out there also doesn't have the ability to do that. But I also know people on assistance that aren't taking crazy drugs, that aren't having like crazy competitive goals, that would benefit from having a slow rate of gain. Making sure that you take your time with it, because the greedier that you get, the more you just want to get heavier and heavier and heavier quicker. You're just going to get fatter, feel sloppier, more sluggish, lethargic, and just everything starts to kind of crumble. Now, I remember when I was younger, if I didn't gain a kg in a week, I'd failed. Like that was legit my thought process. I was like, I need to gain a kg per week. Now, don't get me wrong, that's when I was 50 kg and trying to push up to 75 kg. I was like really, really young at that point. But even at that, if I wasn't seeing body weight coming up like really obviously, I'd be quite frustrated. Like right now, I don't really notice my body weight trending up a massive amount, but it is going up. I might actually gain 0.5 kg in a week and I don't even really realize it, because I just take my body weight, fire it into my sheets, and it's whatever it is. At the end of the week, I'll see the average, because we've got in the coaching sheets, I'll see if I can get like a wee screenshot here, just to show you like the average at the sides. With that, you can see where you are from a week to week to week to week standpoint, and not just like a daily basis, because fluctuations in body weight, if you're down in body weight and all your first thought is, right, I need to put food in, you're only just going to have to put more and more and more and more in, or when it comes down, it's more food in, or if it goes up, you're like, fuck, I need to put my food down. Stop being so irrational with your decision making, and make sure that you're actually like thinking that through, that you're patient with it, having that slow rate of gain. Again, 1 to 1.5% of body weight per month usually works best. If you're an actual athlete and you're gaining much quicker than that, you're most likely just getting fat for no real reason. The main thing you need to focus on is performance, and that's something that we'll get into. But my third point is to prioritize good quality foods, prioritize digestion, prioritize splitting your carbohydrates up in a good manner, making sure that you're having the right carbohydrate sources, making sure you're still getting your fruits and veg in, making sure that your macronutrient intake is good with that, your macronutrients are good, you're looking after everything else. It's so easy to just be like, fuck it, I'm just going to eat whatever, and as long as I get my calories in, it'll be fine. performance is the biggest thing here. And to fuel your performance, you need to put good food into your body. If anyone out there likes cars, you'll get this analogy. If you don't, I'll explain it a little bit. Pretty much when you have a fast tuned car, you know, something that's really high performance, you need to put the good quality fuel in it so that it runs better and it actually provides it with more power. If you put bog standard fuel in it, you're going to make less power and it's also not going to run as well. You put a higher quality fuel in it, it makes more power and it runs better. And it's the exact same thing with your body. Put poor quality foods in it, your digestion is going to be shit. When your digestion is shit, you take away from your ability to actually kind of relax, chill out. Your body's always trying to fucking figure things out and it can't properly relax. You can't train as well, you can't recover as well, you can't sleep as well. All these things are all intertwined. So making sure that you can digest your food well because it's good food sources, good food quality. Again, you've got all these things nailed down and you're not just eating shit foods. Prioritize carbohydrates around the training window if you can. When you get to really high foods, let's say you're eating 600 grams of carbs, you don't need to be overly thinking about putting loads of those carbohydrates pre and post workout. But early doors in the gaining phase, try and prioritize carbohydrates pre and post workout, just like you would within a dieting phase as well. Number 4, as I say, prioritize performance. Not body weight, not how much you can eat, not what your calories are at. No one fucking cares about that. It's how good is your performance, how well are you performing inside the gym, how well are you progressing, and therefore how much muscle are you gaining. You know, people seem to think that the higher their food gets, the more successful their gaining phase is. Or I eat 5,000 calories, so I must be gaining loads of muscle. Doesn't mean that at all. Oh, I'm up to this certain body weight, must mean I've got so much more muscle than I did last time. If you got there really quickly, if you didn't think it out well, if you didn't take your time, you're most likely just fatter than you were last time and you've not built any more muscle. Focus on performance at lighter body weights. You know, let's say you're 80 kg peak bulk, you diet down to 70 kg, then on the way back up, 80 kg might have been really, really soft. The goal is to then outperform yourself at 75 kg. You stay a little bit lighter, you stay a little bit more sensitive. Insulin sensitivity is a big, big thing. You know, insulin sensitivity determines how much of the weight you gain actually turns into muscle and how much of it turns into fat. Making sure you're still on top of your cardio, your steps, you're not getting lazy, doing all these different things keeps you insulin sensitive, eating good food sources. It's all really, really important. You could go down the rabbit hole and we could go into much more intricate, you know, specific stuff, but I just don't think it would really matter, like mention it in this video. If you can just nail the basics, honestly, it makes such a massive difference. So yeah, performance, focusing on that. Simply getting stronger over time, making sure that your execution isn't dropping, making sure that you're not just getting hungry for progressions and then you actually drop off your execution. But there's also people that are overly focused on execution. You know, I coach people who are on both ends and it's trying to get it more towards that middle ground. You're not overly focused on just the numbers themselves, but you're not overly focused on execution. Find the middle ground. Chase stimulus instead of chasing just simply loads. Because if you chase loads, you lose sight of your execution. Before you know it, you look back at the hack squat set and 6 weeks later the execution's entirely different as to what it was when you had half a plate lighter on it. So focus on your performance. It doesn't matter how much you're eating. It doesn't matter what body weight you are. No one cares about that. You know, it's how much muscle can you build, and that comes down to how much you improve your performance inside the gym. Focus everything that you do around that. And the 5th and final one, the most important one, to not lose urgency. This is something that I let myself do in the kind of break where I had a break from YouTube. Like, I just wasn't really feeling myself. I had a injury, like, and it wasn't a massive, like, life fucking ending or threatening injury. It was actually my shoulder was a bit sore, but it plagued me in the sense that I really, really struggled to actually get aggressive for my training. I really struggled to be able to recover between session to session. No one could really help me with it. I went to countless and countless physios and no one could really do anything. I got loads of different advice, it wasn't really working. I just felt very much kind of defeated and lost my urgency, lost my spark, lost my ability to just attack it, you know. Like beforehand it was every session counts, every day counts, I need to make myself move forwards. But then I got softer, I didn't look as good. I was eating more, my digestion wasn't great, my time management maybe wasn't as good because I overall just felt a bit meh. Felt sorry for myself. My sessions, if you were to look at it on, you know, just like pen and paper, or if you were to watch me train, it still looked like I was training to failure. There were some progressions here and there. It wasn't bad training, but it wasn't really fucking good training. You need to make sure that you are staying urgent and that you're attacking every session that you go into, attacking every day that you have. in prep, for anyone that's watching this has been in a bodybuilding prep, you know what it's like to have that prep efficiency, that prep productivity. You know, like try and maintain that as much as you can throughout your gaining phase. The more you just let your standards drop, the more that you just like slop about, the worse your progress will be. If you can treat your gaining phase like your prep in terms of how accurate you are and how on the ball you are, you'll make ridiculous progress. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to not ever eat an off-plan meal or not ever eat anything out or never go for drinks or this and that. You've got a little bit more freedom within a gaining phase, of course you do, but you do need to still be on top of the basics. Nail them as much as you can. Your steps, your cardio, again, it's massive. People just neglect them. Oh, I'm gaining. It doesn't matter. Of course it does. You know, all these little things, these 1% compound up, and if you genuinely want to be the best version of yourself, if you want to make a lot of progress, then you need to stay on top of them. And then the last and final point, bonus point, just eat off plan all the time. That's it. If Leo Hamilton's out there watching, I'm sure that he'll enjoy that. But just like bringing up off plans there, like it does make me think like some people are overly, as much as I'm saying, you know, you need to still be on it, you need to still do everything. Some people can get like overly fixated on it and just like not enjoy themselves. They don't really give themselves any downtime, any freedom, anything at all. A weekly off plan meal, if you're controlling it and if you're managing it well, is not an issue in the slightest. It's when people just start letting that again take over, they just start making poor food choices, they're having the off plan meal 2-3 times a week because it's the most easy and convenient thing to do. Oh, I can't be fucked making that meal, whatever it may be. But as long as you are just controlling that, you maybe having one off plan meal a week, you go out and you see your friends, you have a few drinks every once in a while, you're fine. You're not going to ruin your progress. Just make sure you're nailing the basics and you're moving forwards. Simple. So how to bulk 101, 5 steps. There we go. Thank you all for watching the YouTube video. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'm feeling pretty good right now. You know, I think I might have said it in the YouTube video itself. Was it the one before? But I was talking about like a little bit of an update as to how I'm feeling. Approaching 80 kg just now, and I feel very strong. I feel like I'm getting bigger, fuller, and I'm excited to document the journey of this gaining phase. I've got up until, I think it's out of 38 weeks, and I'm around 10 weeks in just now. I don't know what date it is that I start the diet, but I've got my pre-prep diet coming up towards the back end of this year and competing again in 2027. I'm excited for it. I was 65 kg on stage last time. I'm 79 to 80 kg just now, and I've still got a little bit of glute striations, still got quad striations, midsection still pretty tight. I honestly imagine I'll be on stage at 73 kg or so. So 8 kg of stage weight gains, which would be sick. And again, like it's only going to come down to me making sure I make strides forwards within this phase and then the gaining phase within the pre-prep diet and the prep itself. But I'm excited to continue documenting the journey. Weekly YouTube videos, I've had a good bit of positive feedback on them. So thank you everyone who's tuning in consistently, and thank you as well if you have given me positive feedback. It really, really does mean a lot to me. And it's going to be really cool to watch these videos back, you know, later down the line when I'm an unk is what I'll be. But no, thank you all for watching. Please do like, subscribe, follow, turn on notifications if you can, you know, sharing stories if you can, anything that you can do to help that's easy. I'd massively appreciate it. So that's all. See you in the next video. Catch ya.